waiting for me. You should be done. There we go. Right. Pop out chat. What's the other chat? Switch. Boom mic. Bring that down. Right. Anyone who's tuning in after I've started, so I don't know how many I'm going to watch. I'm going to finish off my PC today. Attempt to finish off. I've got about an hour to kill. Bum, 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 bum. Put this in promo. Boop. Right. So I'm going to change focus. No, seems fine. Beep. Oops. Don't know if I need any of those yet. Yo, you are first, ICC Piglet. So, I might as well give you a little recap. I don't know if you watched the other one. I picked this up for 200 quid, and it's a gaming PC. And I've stuck a graphics card in it. Purchased an M2 SSD and some new memory for it. That's a new thermal paste. Unfortunately, the power supply that's in it isn't going to work with the graphics card. So I need to take that out. Yes, hello. Oh, that's a point. Let's turn that all the way up. How loud's this for you? Is this clearer? Clear, because not last week's, week before was a bit quiet. No one told me it was too quiet. Hello, I'm good, thanks. So, just finishing the upgrade on this computer. So that is not good enough. It's a shame, because that's a 600 watt and it's only 500, so I'm hoping this is big enough. But first, I need to take the motherboard out again. Yeah, annoyingly, this computer, to change the memory, I have to take the fan off. Which, I'm going to be honest, is annoying. Got the 780 Ti. It's not the fastest graphics card in the world, but certainly good enough for an office gaming rig. I might take the one out of my computer eventually, but I'm currently using that for streaming, so I'm not going to do that now. Pull them out. Front panel stuff off. Yeah, so I'm going to take the motherboard out to take the fan off, to put the memory in, which, like I say, is annoying. And if I come across any hurdles, I'm probably just going to stop. I can't be bothered. Yo, K9, Elliot, how you doing? You have arrived, yes. But ICC Piglet beat you to it. He's here first. Right. That'll do. Yeah, so annoyingly, I have to take the fan off, go take the motherboard out, to take the bottom off, to take the fan off, just so I can swap that memory for this memory. Oh, it's only a 780 Ti K9. I will swap this out later on for the 2060 that I've got in my rig that I'm streaming now. But for now, I'm just going to stick the 780 Ti in it. Purely for the fact that's all I've got on me. Right. Being such a small form factor, as you can see on the small screen, everything's tightly packed in, so I'm going to show you on this one. It's just all packed tightly, so like I say, you can't take them up to take them out. Frustrating. So I'm just removing the fan. Got some fresh thermal paste, so I didn't do it the first time I took this apart. The second video I've done on this rig. It's sat on my desk in pieces. Well, not my desk, but the hot desk over there, Anthony's desk. I didn't do a stream last week. I was going to do this last week, but I'll be honest and say I just went to sleep. I was so tired. Again, I've been ill, which is frustrating. I don't like being ill. And I end up staying up late sorting out Discord and stuff. And it means it takes me longer to get over being ill. Because you can usually guarantee when I'm about to go to bed something will happen. Right, clean off thermal paste. We're going to put some new stuff on. That came off quite easily actually. It wasn't baked on, which is good. you can hear my voice, I've probably still got a bit of snot. Got that blocked nose. Set it in that more paste. Which I should probably do as well. Put too much on. Bridging any connections in there. I'm quite happy with that. What's up? So, relatively clean. No. My favourite snowman melted. He kept asking if I wanted to play. And I said no. I stuck him in front of the fire. Sniffling. You know, too many of my videos on here have got me sniffling. Aldi the supermarket? Probably. My son used to work for Aldi the supermarket. Supermarket. Right, so yeah, anyway, I had 2 4 gigs. I've got no use. 8 gigs, just not enough. So I've got 2 8s here. A nice 16 gig start. As a office PC, that's enough. Oh, I've got bloody stuff on my hair. I have no idea who Aldi the dog is, or anything like that. I thought everyone was stuck in some sort of like time warp where they're all doing South Park again. Oh my god, you cute kitty! That was boring when I was at school. We may see a wild card, depends if he's at work. Because he has a proper job now. Well, he didn't have a proper job before, but he's got a proper job where they're making him work hard. So, there we go. Some nice 8 gigs to put in. Yeah, I haven't got a clue how old the dog is. You'll discover as you get older, you don't really give a shit about these things. What is memeable and what is not becomes less and less important in life. There you go, nice and seated in. Right, the other thing I was going to do is, there it is, got an M2 slot. Didn't come with the screw, so I'm hoping the M2 comes with the screws I need. So that will get annoying. Where's my wife sending me messages? No, I don't want to do that. What's that? Do 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 do. Ouch. She's going away on holiday. She's leaving me for a week. Which I think is going to be great. That's the wife, sorry, by the way. She just sent me a message about the holiday. Going to set us back about 600 quid. Which isn't too bad. Oh yeah, tiny screw. Tiny screw, thankfully. But yeah, she's going away. Leaving me at home. It's going to be wonderful. Look at that. Oh. I do like M2s. This is only revision 3, not a 4. Yeah, let's get it right. So it's not the fastest M2 in the world, but it's more than fast enough for what this computer is going to be used for. As long as I can play Minecraft in it. maybe a bit Fortnite. Yes, couldn't get better, quick, better. Can't believe it. The screw's too small. Thankfully, if anyone remembers last week, when I was thinking about hard drives, got lots and lots of tiny screws. So I think one of these is going to fit the job. I think that one is perfect. It is. However, okay, so it's not perfect, it's too long. That's the shortest one in there, so let's see if there's any more. Sorry for those of you just staring at the top of my head. Apologies. I remember Geep, yep. Remember giving him a hand because he was being invaded by morons. Ah, come on. You think they'll come with screws you need, won't you? You think the motherboard will also have. Ooh, is that the right size? Isn't she wonderful? All being well, this is the right. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, so I've got a teeny tiny screw. No, I don't do fan games. Not because I'm averse to fan games, if it's just tag, I play Gorilla Tag. What's the point of playing tag with some other arbitrary animal? Okay, so, motherboard upgrade. Put in the M2, it's only 512 and 16 gig of RAM. So what I need to do now is put the fan back on. Yeah, like I say, I'm not against fan games. Don't have anything particularly against them. As long as they offer something different, if they're just the same. People might say, but you play Fish Game. Fish Game was built from the ground up. And I really like the way it was programmed. Has the stream stopped? I hope not. Cool. So, because I took off the fan, I've got to put some fresh thermal paste on. Obviously, it's never wise to just reuse thermal paste. Put a new piece on every time. I've got the screws that I need to put that on. I've got the nuts for the other side. I've got the fan ready to roll. So let's squeeze it on. A bit old school, I don't like to put too much on. And I always worry I don't put enough on, but then I have in the past put too much on and caused myself a lot of problems. So there's a balance to be had. I made a mistake doing it that way? Yeah, I think so. That's going to be a good coverage. Day's been good, thanks Gato. met a mate for lunch, and then I met another mate straight after for chinwag. That was my old boss. So if you're watching this, Marie, it was nice catching up. It was quite funny because the wife joked with the cafe where I was going, keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't get up to no good. And I think they took it seriously. So that was quite funny. So it was like, yep, I'm watching. Okay. Oh dear. It's finicky. I'm not known for being very delicate, which is weird because one day I'm going to do a stream and show you the teeny tiny flowers I make using wire, which is the opposite of not being delicate. And I like making them because people can't believe I can make them. No, I'm not going to be streaming Gorilla Tag today, I'm afraid, folks. I tend to only stream that at the weekends. Strangely, Saturday morning. If there's time before I go for my morning coffee. But again, I've been quite lazy recently and I've been staying in bed. So I tend to have to get up and then go for my morning coffee. Like straight away. Da, 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 da. It's a bit hard to do the stick justice stuff, not because I'm not up for doing stick justice, but I'm a dev now, so I'm still a moderator, obviously. I still report stuff, but there's a good chance I just won't be putting stuff in videos anymore. Things are very different with my role in Gorilla Tag now. I get to feed into the game, give a player's perspective to them, the developers. Because not all of them, funny enough, had always played Gorilla Tag before they joined us. So it's quite handy to say, this doesn't quite work, this does work. Yeah, unfortunately I still get to deal with people that scream the N-word and aren't very clever in game. I just don't tend to do videos on it. Right, I've got that on, so I'm going to clean off thermal paste off my hand before I rub my eye or something. Just report them. Easy. Oh, sorry. The memory and the M2 is brand new, and the thermal paste is new. So everything else is second hand, i.e. from cache converters or out of an old PC of mine. But this is the one I did the video of the other week. I think you were in that chat, Lars. It came with 4 gig DDR4, 2 4 gigs, sorry, so 8 gigs in total. 8 gigs, great for an office computer, no good for anything else. But to put the memory in, I have to take the fan off. To take the fan off, I have to take the board out because it fits on underneath, annoyingly. So, hence the fact it's in pieces again. But I'm going to pop it back in the case. So I put this back in the right hole. Favourite Gorilla Tag YouTuber? Oh, see, this could cause upset. I mean, you all clearly want me to say the people you like, but I've got to say I think it's Styled Snails. Styled Snail. Sorry, K9, Elliot, I know you're in here, but I just find him quite funny. His live stream's hilarious. Most people are like really nice with the fans, but he's not. I don't know, it tickles me. People join him just to be insulted by him. But they know what they're getting into, so it's not like he's bullying them or anything. And he doesn't clickbait much. I'm not saying he's not immune to it, I have seen the odd thing that's a bit clickbaity, but not blatant clickbait. Well, Colossus, you banned because I said as long as you're not a dickhead, I'll leave you in here, but you're a massive dickhead. You just insult me, call me a pedo all the time, and you've got no grounds for it. So, see ya. Yeah, this is a dickhead-free chat. Again, it's not Gorilla Tag. I don't have to be nice to you. The wife, she is going to play Gorilla Tag again. She still talks about it. She tells people about, he made me go in game, you know. Because if people ask what I do now for a living, it's, no, you can say dickhead in here, Terrence. Go for it, Terrence. Write it. It's not going to hurt you. No one's going to time you out. No one's going to shut you up. Yeah, so getting the wife back in, she's not averse to the idea. And I've still got 2 headsets, so I can do it. Last time I borrowed my son's headset. I stuck her in with that. But I've got 2 headsets now, and she's got her own account. So she's got a Facebook account. Right. That's relatively okay. What next? I think it's getting the box in. Yeah, I might swap out the power supply as well because it doesn't have the 6 pin. This one, which is modular, didn't come with all the parts, and I ordered the modular part, but it was the wrong sort. Yeah, I've got the Q2, and I do actually have a Pro, but I'm not going to talk about that too much, because obviously I did the whole video where I told Meta they could do that. I don't want them thinking I changed my mind. Don't worry about it, Lars. I've got another power supply. Again, it's not going to be a beast. My games computer at the moment, my works office computer, isn't really a gaming rig. It's got a 2060 in it, which is alright, but the motherboard's well out of date. This processor in here is faster than my office PC, and it's a much smaller box, and I like the look of it, to be honest. So, I shall be using this one for now. But yes, it has the relevant cables. Too many, in fact. So I do have to deal with all that stuff. Being a mod's not hard. It's a pain in the arse. It's certainly not something that everyone thinks it is. Everyone's like, yeah, I want a bit of mod, I want a bit of mod. But it takes playing the game sometimes and turns it into babysitting. When you want to go out and have fun and play a cool game, you sometimes have to deal with idiots. Where all you want to do is just have a run around, tag and have a laugh. Yeah, I mean, this is the case-wise. Let me just screw one screw in so it's right ones. I think I've got the right screws. Okay, yeah, so case-wise, it's the Cooler Master, which again, I quite like the form factor. It's got the 2 USB 3s, USB 2 on the front. That's more than I'm ever going to need on the front. The board on the back oops, has 2, 4, 6 USB 3s, 2 HDMIs, 2 network ports. It's got 2, that's cool. USB 2s, so keyboard and mouse, PS2 thing. Which I've got no need for that, to be honest. There we go, there's a screw inside, I don't want that flapping about. Right. So, I need the CPU one. PCIe. I want that. HIE. It is 420. It's 420 everywhere apparently. Isn't that how the saying goes? Oh, don't tell me this hasn't got the CPU. Oh, 4-pin CPU, come on. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Fuck's flippity dippity sake. There's no 4-pin CPU on this power supply. So that's what I'm after. Nice little 4-pin. Goes next to the processor. Powers the CPU separately. And this power supply doesn't have one. Double check. Double check. PCIe. Oh, CPU. Cool. It does have it. Yep. So it was an 8-pin CPU. I just need to separate them. Figure out which one's connected to which. So it nearly was a very different video today, mainly on the account that I have bought some addressable LEDs and a Lithuania. I know some Lithuanians. Yeah, so I bought some addressable LEDs. The WS2813B. That's a long number to remember, so I'm probably wrong with that. And I'm going to set it up because I want to set them up in the kids' room at home, so they've got some cool effects. Thought it'd be nice to. I've heard of the Swedish as well. I know Sweden's not Holland, but I've been to Holland. Completely unrelated to Sweden, but I have been there. And yes, I do enjoy your furniture. Right. I've just separated that. And do you know what? It's not separated. Yeah, pain in the ass. Right. Let's reconnect them. I have also been to Manchester. Pretty sure I've been to Manchester. I think I've been through Manchester. I don't think I stayed in Manchester. Can't say I'm particularly well travelled. I've only been to one country abroad, and that was Amsterdam. That was a beautiful place. Beautiful, beautiful city. Happy to walk around that again. That was back in 93, 94. I definitely want to go to the US. I want to go and meet the rest of the devs. We'll meet them in the next meetup. Well, I'm on this channel once a week, roughly. So I'm more active on this one at the moment. Right, so that's that. Let's put this back in. Again, it's not because I don't want to be active on the other channel. It's just playing Gorilla Tag on stream takes up a lot more time than just doing this. Yeah, I did. He does not stay still. Trying to talk to him, and he's just all over the shop. He can't pay attention. He's like, bump, bump, bump. I remember the first time I saw him in game, it was when I made sure we had the right ID before we gave him the stick. Don't want to give some randomer the stick. People don't need that sort of abuse on the internet. That one. Lemming? Oh, I play with Lemming all the time. The devs all get together quite regularly and have a game. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you to start reporting people. If you want to report someone, report them. At the end of the day, that's how it works. If you feel that you should report someone, report them. If you're the only person in the world that thinks that way, they're not going to get banned. I'm not going to be commenting on individuals, especially ones that have spent time in-game reading out my address to people. You can make up your own mind what you think you would think of someone like that. Yes, I have had reports of that. So if you are in here, mate, I do appreciate that. Thanks. Right. Oh, did I get these right around? I'll make sure I get the CPU fan. Well, I can't say I was overly happy to find out that my address was being told to people in-game by people. Pretty much, other than that, I've just been doing my job. I don't particularly dislike anyone. I just do my job. I don't need to dislike people. I've got better things in life to do. He's not banned in this chat, for example, because he hasn't been a dickhead in this chat. Which is pretty much the rule here. Right, so CPU is plugged in, the fan is plugged in. I've got any cable ties. Oh, see the creative version. Yeah, I think Red Low says YouTube somewhere. Yeah, if you've been playing long, if you like to bump into most people in game. Where did I put that? Aha. Probably overkill, these things. For cable management, I don't think you necessarily need the biggest cable ties in the world. I don't tend to do fan lobbies as such. I tend to just go in game. It's the easiest way to do it. So if I'm ever on stream and I am doing lobbies, I do tend to stick with random publics. One thing you won't find me doing is organising games with individuals. I never have. I do that for a variety of reasons. One, I'll be honest, I can't trust a lot of the community. Two, it's just easier. No one's treated extra special or anything like that. There's nothing that I've been in that hasn't been witnessed by someone. That way people can't say that I've done stuff that I haven't done. People still say it, but that just makes them look like morons. Because there is no proof. And there never will be, because it doesn't happen. And the fact that people try and ruin people's careers over the game, it's ridiculous. I'm afraid it's not the most exciting screen because you can't really see inside the Discord. Inside Discord, I just read your messages. I was doing that inside the case. Even I can't see inside the case very well. Alright. There's a lot of space in here that's not going to be used, especially with the M2. Those things are great. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't care who you are, whether you're a cheat creator, a cheater, whatever. No one deserves to be doxxed online. Even people who say they're doing it for the better good. No, just it's a dick move. If someone was to post that in the main Discord, they get instantly banned, for example, without any hesitation. Wouldn't be like, but it's someone that we've banned before, we don't need to look after them. No. It's a bad thing to do that. I also think I know who did the doxing as well. Well, I do know, because we've got our heads to the ground, so we know pretty much who's leaked the information. We also know what the consequence for that person was as well. Oh, I get doxed every day, Alibag. There pretty much isn't a day goes by where I'm not doxed. I was asking if I want anything from Morrison's. Well, the answer's beer. Because everyone loves a beer. Player Justice. Just play and enjoy yourself. And I did the video called the #Player Justice, but just enjoy yourself in game. That's the key. It's much better to have fun, than it is to necessarily chase someone around trying to figure out what's going on. I can't remember the motherboard. Ooh. Might be on the download still. Where's my Fleming? You know what? I'm down to 3 monitors now. So I changed up what I had. So I've got a widescreen 2 across the top. Bought a new 2 gas alarms that hold my monitors out. Instead of having 4, I've got wide 2. I quite like it actually. I prefer it over the 4 monitors. PDFs. Did I save that? New folder? Nope. Ay. Nope. So I'm looking for the PDF that has the pinouts on. What was it going to do? Torch. Phone torch. La-di-do-do-do. Aha, audio. There's one question answered. USB, audio. We don't need to be challenging anyone about G-tagging here. Like I say, I'm not so interested in who's cheating, it's just how you behave in here. There are platforms where there is opportunities to challenge people for that stuff, but this isn't one of them. As blatantly obvious by some of the people that are in this chat. I'm not particularly going out my way to kick them out, and neither should you at the moment. Right. USB. I hate doing front panels. I really do hate doing front panels. USB. That's a USB 2 and a USB 3 sorted. I've got to take my glasses off, that's so jack. Power switch, I'll drive LED. So that's it. Power LED. button, reset switch, those two, power button, there's those two. As we're saying, I hate doing that, I think we've done it. Glasses on. I'm surprised you've actually said that, Tara. Everyone in comps used to say they're about 8 foot tall, which I find hilarious because obviously they're not. I think every time I go in a comp servers, everyone's got long arms and they stick to the walls like they're made out of glue. And then they say they're the best. It's almost, it's comical, to be honest. Right. Goes into the Molex. That's those fans. I don't think there's anything else left. I'll be plugging this in. Pretty certain, apart from the graphics card, which is the PCIe, yeah, that one, everything else can go into this void here. Plug it in over there and see how it fares. So this has been my this was my PC graphics card for quite a few years actually. The 7080 Ti still plays Conan, other things like that. 2D games it's fine with, but VR no good. As it stands, I've spent like £3,000, 3,100 now because I've just upgraded the memory on my new PC on a computer that I very rarely play. Which, much to my wife's annoyance, she was like, never play it. I'm like, yeah, but I need it. Need it. What did you just remember? Yeah, I am actually 6 foot tall, so I know that height can play quite a large part in this game. I've just chucked those in there because I'm a pillock. Just off screen, I've got a small box of screws. If I take them apart, then that was great fun. You can get a load of coasters. Oh, I thought you said in your back garden. These are what I took apart in the last videos. So I don't know if I'm sure you were here for some of that. I destroyed about what, 8-9 terabytes worth of old hard drives. Don't be worried about your height, mate. No one cares. I don't mean that in a nasty way. I mean that, like, ultimately it won't matter. You'll meet someone who, when it comes to people that fancy you, people are going to fancy you. Whether you're 5'2", 3'4", or 7'8". My daughter, who is 5'10", her fella's only 5 foot on a sugar cube. Sorry, Gary. I forgot the sugar cube. So height didn't really come into it. To be honest, I think she just fancied going out with someone she could pick up and carry around. We have a humorous picture at the wedding, so you know when the groom normally picks up the bride. It was the other way around. It was very funny. Again, sorry Gary if you're watching this. I thought you were older than 17, Laws. Not that it's important. It's not like, oh, data gathering. Just thought you were slightly older. Got the impression you were coming up 20. Right. If I put this in correctly, this thing won't go boom. So I'm going to plug it in over there. Here's that video, that picture. Go on, snap it, someone. Yeah, anyway. Back up here. Got all the hard drive plasters. I still haven't done anything with these. Not that anyone's going to be able to get anything off them. But look, so many hard drive plasters. You can appeal. If you go to Reddit, there's a link for ban appeals. Just make sure you write a good one. Get too many silly appeals that are just never going to get unbanned. And don't use ChatGPT. I don't think I've unbanned anyone that uses ChatGPT to write their appeal yet. And we can spot it a mile off. Someone applied to be a moderator using ChatGPT, which I thought was hilarious. Because obviously, we want to hire people because they are capable of being a moderator, not capable of using ChatGPT. Actually, just stare at all this stuff for a moment. I'm afraid I'm going to be a little bit bored. I'll be back in a second. If I don't do it now, I'm going to forget. Actually, no, it's alright. I realised I've not watered my plants in ages, in a week or so. So I'm going to quickly water them while we're on stream. They're getting bottled water. Spoilt plants. Oh. That's alright, I thought that was broken. This is like The Walking Dead. You want to see me turn the PC on, but I've changed the story halfway through. I'm now plant watering. You know what I mean by that, don't you? You're watching it, you're like, oh my god, what are they going to do next? And then they spend the whole season staring at a barn. Will Glenn survive? Will Rick ever come back from the helicopter? Stay tuned for more plant watering. Yeah, I nearly forgot. Someone mentioned the plants the other day and I thought, oh shit, I ain't watered them for 2 weeks. Surprised the spider plant's okay. Right. Anyway, distractions aside. Just throw recycling away. Right, let's get back on with it. Yeah, but you know what I mean, don't you? With the Walking Dead story, they just stop and then start again. ChatGPT is amazing. I will be honest. I pay for it. And I use it. I do things like I'll write something and then I'll put it in. I'll say strengthen this following statement or highlight the key facts of this statement, and it will just rewrite it in a better way. Right. Ooh, I'm an idiot. Well, I'm not completely an idiot. I'm mostly an idiot. Where's the hard drive? I have the SSD that comes with this. Where did I put that? Screw it. Let's see if it turns on first. I do like the fact it's got two. Which one's on? Oh, sorry. That horrible horrible squeak in it is the USB things. USB speakers, they're just cheap shit. Oh, we have a... Ooh, delete to run setup. Didn't help that something was blocking the CPU fan. I'm glad I noticed that. Right, let's have a look at the setup. Too dark. Turn these off because they're a waste of time. So much dust on the screen, I can't actually see what's going on. Right, the good news is, I've just wiped thermal paste all over the monitor. There's nothing wrong with using ChatGPT. It's like using a hammer. Why would you hammer a nail in with your bare hands when you've got a tool that will do the job? The good news is, what we've got is recognising the memory, recognising the chassis fan and the CPU fan speed. It's in the the M2. It's looking good. So what I need to do now is install Windows on it. Is this my Windows one? Yes. Oh no, is it? Can't remember which one was Windows now. Let's check this. Keith's on it. Is that my... Yes. Windows. Boot priority. Let's do a reboot. Tools. Can't believe how bad. Wait there. Can't see the screen. That's more like it. You can still see because the light is bleeding through. Let me get some isopropyl on the screen because I got stuff all over it. Look at that, straight into that. So Windows setup, language to install, currency format, English standard, not simplified. Next. Should be relatively quick. Once it's copied the files to the SSD, it did have Windows 10 Enterprise on it, so I'm going to install that again, because hopefully the hardware is not drastically changed enough that it should just auto register. Linux is alright, it's got its uses. My business partner uses Linux all the time. I tend to only use it if I have to, but then I don't manage the servers. We've got some beefy servers that are all Linux based, and they all interact with all the Linux based stuff. We actually use Linux quite a lot. In here we've got a Pi rack, so in my server cabinet, which has no server running there at the moment, it's just a Pi rack. So we shall see how long it takes to do the Windows 10 install. Oh, really set on a power supply. How do you explain that to a doctor? Bum, 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 bum. Right. Yo, Leo. Yeah, I mean, going back to Linux, if you're doing embedded systems or you're doing sort of site-to-site stuff, it's great for that. You can stick it in a very small. Well, it takes such a low hardware spec that we've got a server that runs. That's probably got about 7 or 8 Linux systems running on it. Slowest bit's going to copying it from copying from the USB to the computer. We'll get your friends in the video then, Crocker. Did you get past the extra bot? You don't got a VR. Stick him in yours. Stick him in yours, and every time he gets tagged, you poke him with a stick. There you go. Every time my friend gets tagged, I poke him with a stick. That's your title. Oop, there we go. Let's see how fast this thing is. Good news is it's running off the graphics card, so that's. I am still here, by the way. It's a duck. Dog. I don't mean like poke him till he bleeds. I mean just like prod him in the gut. You know, when you get your friend in the ribs and they go, "Ugh." Just do that every time he gets tagged. Oh, have you got an inflatable hammer? What, boof. Every time he gets tagged. It's looking good so far. Like I say, if this runs, show us the stash. Which stash? Stash of what? If I can do a tour, I'll do a tour. It is 7 minutes to 5. Like I say, I've got cool parcels home. I've got the addressable LEDs. Oh, you're not asking me, so. I've also got some swag. So I'm going to check that. Come on, Windows. It's like watching Windows install. Oh, I left it plugged into the network. It's downloading some updates. Sit back and relax. Okay. Sit back and relax while it's working. Someone emailed you. Yeah, we don't email people. We've got very little set up to email people. Things might be changing with that. So what did I say? I said, make sure you do a good appeal. Don't just put some rubbish in there. And you've put 6, 7 words. I don't know what's that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 words. 9 words. You could type it in chat. Take 2 seconds. Oh, I banned you. Oh, I wonder what for. Let's have a look. It's an M7. That's whether I can find what it was. Whoa. Lars has hacked our Discord appeals. How do you know that? Just hit the Reddit, it's got an appeal on there for an appeal form. code. Let's see. Do 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 do. Why wasn't that why it got banned? Sometimes. I'm thinking, why can't I search anything? It's because streamer mode's on. I have no idea. Ah, sound. Excessive sound volumes. We don't like that. Maybe it's a different one. Whoever just appealed at the same time you did then. I'm not seeing your appeal, mate. Did you make it through? There's only been one today, and it was... Oh no, that was hours ago. See, I don't know where that's come through to. Unless you did a game ban appeal. Nope, not seeing it. I think it may have been someone different. All three official. We've only got one. Right. Anyway, get this from Windows. I'm gonna skip for now because I want to. Basically, if this doesn't self-register, I'm gonna have to install Windows Pro anyway. So. You can't really see that. That's good. Oh, okay. Let me do it. Yep, should do. Do 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 do. Easier. Skip password for now. No, I don't want to jump in there. Insert new thingies. Yeah, I can do that. Let me find it. If I remember the command. Question what? Banner field Discord. It's not one we use much because if you're in the Discord, you're not really going to ask for banner field. Shiny head. Okay. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, just got a peel. There we go. Copy link. Okay, so yeah, internally it's got an i7 7000 series, 16 gig of RAM. It's got a 7080 Ti and a 512 SSD. Seems to be running relatively smooth off that. Don't need that in anymore. Windows X. System. Please register. Enterprise Windows is not activated. Pain. Let's see if this will change it to Windows Pro. That's weird. Isn't that just installed from that USB? The PC seems to be done, yeah. It seems to be running alright as well. Yes, I did see that you'd created your own channel, Nova. I did subscribe. I commented on your first video. Thought it looked very professional. Oh nice, it's installing all the stuff it's doing. It's finding its own drivers, which I do like that. If anyone remembers the old days, which most of you aren't old enough to remember the old days, installing computers was a pain in the arse. You had to find drivers for everything, and you had to do it in the right order as well. Right. What's going on? Who's pinging that non-stop? Who'll be pinging in my chat? It's just those. Right. Back to where I was. So what I'm hoping is that I can just install Windows Pro licensing over the top of this, and it will allow me to just change the version without having to install everything. Oh yes, brilliant. So there we go. It was Windows Enterprise. It didn't automatically redeem the key that was ready for this machine, suggesting that it probably wasn't massively legit. But because I have Windows Pro, I was able to enter the Windows Pro key and it automatically upgraded. Yeah, network drivers with no network drivers, exactly, Anthony. But yeah, I mean, it's looking good. Let's install GeForce on it. Again, all reference must be prepared. We're going to get. Ooh. There's plenty of airflow, as someone mentioned earlier. You got GPU fans as the power supply fan. You've got the big CPU fan. There's a small chassis fan. So Windows Edge. Continue without. Don't allow. Continue and convert. Don't allow. So first things first, Chrome. Are you sure? Yes, I am sure. Thanks. We'll take that. I've got my computer's feeding stats back to everyone. I'm not using Internet Explorer. I'm not asking for punishment. Oh, I've already done it, so there we go. So, if anyone's interested in the specs, I couldn't remember off the top of my head, so I'll tell you now. It is the i7-7700, running at 3.6 gigahertz. 3.6 gigahertz. So it's only dual core. It's got 16 gigabyte of RAM. Windows 10 Pro. Plenty of USB all over it, and it's got the 780 Ti. Which, if I install that now, accept cookies. You just want to download the drivers, don't you? But you have to log in. But thankfully, you can log in with Chrome. Say thankfully, I've got to remember the password. I don't see your notifications. Where are you? It's not like it. This is quite handy. It's like an aluminium step. It's nice when you're painting your ceiling, you can just stand on it. Yeah, I've got the 3080 Ti, and it still stutters and stalls just as much as the other graphics cards I've had, which has been annoying. Yes, USB for days. I mean, there's 6 on the back, 3 on the front. So in total, there's 8 USB 3s and 3 USB 2s. Plus the headers on the motherboard. Yeah, I could do some more. Why not, eh? I mean, it's all really nice and nippy. So, obviously I'm going to stick Windows Office on. Ooh, a little bit more of that. Okay, in. Oh, you're big enough. Make me do this. Yep. Need my phone. I've got 2-factor on everything. Yeah, I think I think McAfee comes with it. Obviously, everyone knows they do gaming viruses. What? Freaking thing. There we go. I have to log in to download drivers. You know what? Windows virus protection is pretty good these days. I've not needed any more than that for a long while. But then I'm quite astute when the computer isn't doing what it should do. Close this tab. Okay. GeForce now. Have I put the wrong thing on? No, I want the drivers, not freaking GeForce. Bollocks. Ay, ay, ay. GeForce Experience, not GeForce Now. Frick's sake. Just installed completely useless software. Programs, bum bum. So let's start off with GeForce. So GeForce Now, uninstall, log off. Yeah, I do want to uninstall it. Office. Let's remove the Office that's on there before I can install my version. Yeah, I am liking the size of it. And I am, yes, still sitting in the dark. Alright. Very true. I was just telling him earlier that you use Linux all the time. Wife's asking if I want to go to the pub for tea. Does the Pope shit in the woods? Yes. It's nice and bright though, isn't it? Alexa, office shelf green.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Alexa, shelf lights red. Hey. Alexa, shelf lights blue. That's more like it. What was I doing? I've completely forgot what I was doing. I wanted to have a nap today, I ended up streaming. Sometimes you have to choose in life between a nap and streaming. I know what you're thinking as well, you're like, oh, you old bastard, needing a nap. But I'm up really late. I am up stupidly late sometimes on the Discord and dealing with community issues. The reality is I probably don't even need to be up as late these days. Because it's not just me anymore. Not that the other sticks didn't count, but as community manager, moderator. There's Cody now, so I can relax more. It's cool. But I still struggle to do that. Because it was so long when I was just doing like 90 hours a week. Yeah, you've got to have a proper nap. You can't just have like a little nap. If you have like a teeny tiny nap, you're going to get a headache. But you take an hour. Last night was only 1 in the morning, so it wasn't too bad. But I was up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I get up at no later than 7 every day. So if I go to bed at 2 in the morning, I'm up at 7. If I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, I'm up at 7. Nearly funny. Catch me on video, falling over. What? you piss me off. Don't you piss me off. It doesn't support the 780 Ti. You wankers. Right. Feature specifications, where to buy. Still trying to sell it. Close. Nah, I'm not installing some random thing. Right. Drivers. So cookies. Main drive search. GeForce. 700 series. 780 Ti, yeah. Okay. Remember rightly, when I've done this before, I've had to install the drivers for the graphics card. And then when I run GeForce Experience after that, it's fine. Just that initial time. Yeah, as a primary, I stayed in bed as long as I could. In fact, I don't know, they say as you get older, you get up earlier. So, I used to be up 8:30. And be out the door by like 8:45. Now I'm up at 7 and out the door by 8. So I suppose it's not changed too much. I go for a morning coffee with Anthony. It's quite nice. I do like this. So the plan after this is done is to rebuild the computer I scavenged the parts out of, which was Anthony's. Now I'm going to double check with him whether he's still going to let me have it, but if he is, I'm probably going to build it and let one of my sprogs have it. Oh, that's the wife. I'm just going to mute you for a moment. Aha! So, I'm going to end the stream here because that was my lovely wife. Apparently it's absolutely pissing down outside. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can't see, but it's pissing down. I don't want to go out and get wet, so she is fetching me in the car. Yeah, you can see that's raining. And oh, thanks, Anthony. What I'm going to do then is I'll probably have another stream where you sort that out. And yes, I will have a look at your appeal. Let me have a look now. Don't think this is what I do all the time. Oh yeah, found you. Let me have a look. See how bad your friend was. No, you got banned for mod mail spam. But I'll unban you as long as you don't start spamming mod mail. I'm going to go through the others later. It's not just me, there's the ban and appeals team. I don't normally get involved with that stuff. So don't start pinging me or Cody about Discord bans, because what we'll do is just flag them for you being extra annoying. That's to everyone else, by the way. Right, anyway, it's been great chatting to you all. We have a working computer, which is nice. I'm going to stick Office and everything on there. I need to, actually, while I'm here, let's see if there is. Device security. Has it got a built-in TPM chip? It's got the slot for a TPM chip. So I want BitLocker. Manage BitLocker. Turn on BitLocker. Right. So I need to buy a TPM chip for it. If you don't know what that is, it's a trusted platform manager, which means you can then encrypt your entire hard drive. You don't need to enter a password at boot, but if that hard drive was taken out of the computer and plugged into another computer, they won't be able to read it. If you can't log in with your Windows account, again, you can't read it. So it just helps protect it. So if that was stolen, and you can hide messages in the TPM apparently as well, yep. But yeah, so if I was using that for work-based stuff, and I was using it for, say, player profiling, for finding and identifying cheaters, that might have personal identifiable information on it. And if that's the case, it needs the highest level of security. So we don't just take that for granted. So anywhere that works with data that has people's information should have encrypted hard drives. My current works one, I have to type a password in at boot, which is really bloody annoying. I don't want to do that. I want it to be automatic. So I'm going to spend like 12 quid on a TPM chip that will slot onto the motherboard. And bing bang bosh, all data's encrypted. Right, it's been great chatting to you all. I'll see you next week. Have a good one, folks.